In this video, we're going to show you how to change your user code on the HKC 1070 or 270 or Quantum panel. So to change your user code, you will need to have the manager attribute assigned to your code. How do you know if the manager attribute is assigned to your code? Well, if when you enter your code, it goes straight into setting mode, then you won't have the manager attribute assigned to your code. So for example,
System arming.
that's gone straight into setting there, so that code does not have the manager attribute assigned to it.
System unset.
So if, however, when you enter your code, you go into a submenu, there's a good chance you may have the manager menu. So here we have code which goes into submenu. You're getting full set there, and you use the hash key to scroll down through the menu, and you'll come to manager menu. So at this point you just press yes, and maybe press a little bit harder. Yeah, so you'll go in there and you're in at set date and time, and you just scroll down again until you get to user codes. So you'll press yes when you get to user codes, and you're in there showing that user 1 is assigned to block 1. Now it mightn't say user, it might have a name already assigned to it, and where there's more than one code in use, we would always recommend that you would enter a name. I'll show you where to do that in a little bit. So that's user 1. If it's not user 1 you're looking for, you'll just press the hash key and you'll move down to user 2, which in this case, because it's assigned to block 2 or user 3 or whatever the case may be. So and say, for example, if you want to change the code for user 1, you'll just press yes, and you have the option of having a 4, 5 or 6 digit code, and that doesn't count to 0 at the start of the code. The 0 is a reset key. Basically, if you make a mistake within the code, it takes it back to the start and starts the sequence all over again. So you can't have a 0 in the code. And what we would always say as well is for reasons to do with possible settings on the system, you can't have a 9 at the end of your code either. So that would be the restrictions that would be in relation to the code. It can't have a 0 and it can't finish in 9. It can have a 9, but it can't finish in 9. So basically, if you want to change your code, it was 4 1s, and we'll say 6 7 6 7 and yes, and once you enter your code it will ask you to verify the code, so 6 7 6 7, and then you'll just press yes and successful should come up. If for whatever reason you have error, you may have a code already in there that's conflicting with the code that you're trying to do, or like say you may be putting a 9 at the end of your code and you may get an error that way. So if error is coming up, just try inputting a different code and see how you get on. That's how you change the code itself. To come back, if you want to assign a name to it, you just press quit and come out, and then we say press your hash key and user options. Won't go into that setting on this particular video. That would be again, once you go into the options, you can give a code attributes for whether it can maybe just do a full set only, or maybe do a none set only, or whatever the case may be. Yes, I suppose depending on your level of experience, that's fine, but for just a straightforward code change, I wouldn't be going into the user option side of it. Within the manager submenu, if you don't press your code for a little while, you'll see you'll end up coming back out into the normal screen that you'd have, the day, the date and the time. So so it's just gives us an opportunity just to recap there. So our manager code on this system is 0 and 4 4s. And we're into the sub menu and scroll down. Manager menu is what we're looking for. Press yes, and scroll down again using the hash key. User codes we've covered. User options, like I say, be very careful in changing the options just for a straightforward code change. Maybe consult with your engineer if you want to change the options, unless you're very, very familiar with how the panel works. User names, in you go, and that's where you can change if you want to change user one to something, you'll see there the flashing letter is there, and you use the number keys. You can see there the letters on the number keys to enter the name, and when you're done, you'll just press yes, and quit will get you back out. User block assign, if for whatever reason you wanted to, we say in this case user 1 is assigned to block 1. If you wanted user 1 to go to block 2, you'll get it in there where it says B1, and you just press 2, and it changes automatically. The user 1 to user 1 wouldn't be just press yes to that. You'll find if there's user 2 to user 2 to user 2, again for a straightforward code change, there's no need to go into the exactly what the function of that particular item is. So I'll just change that back to block 1, and there we have it. So we've our code changed and we've our name entered. So just press quit to come back out, and brings you out the date and the time. So the first thing you want to do is you want to check that the old code is gone. So the old code was 0 and 4 ones, and you may recall it went straight into system arming, so there's nothing happening there, so that is gone. So check the new code now, 06767 system arming, and we'll just do an unset 6767 and just to maybe highlight a small bit as to what happens with the 0. If we say, for example, did 2 6s instead of 6767, 0 brings us back to the start and resets the number for you. So if you're always in the habit of using a 0 with your code, you will never have a problem entering the code, unless of course you forget it entirely, which is a different problem. Hope this will have some help. Thank you.